Joining us now is Kirsten Evans. She's the Executive Director of In Defense of Christians, and Aram Hamparan, the Executive Director of the Armenian National Committee of America. What is your reaction to the administration not using the word genocide?
Well, Lauren, I have to tell you we're both impatient and still hopeful, right? In the omnibus bill of last year for 2016, there's actually a provision in the part on religious freedom in which Congress has basically mandated by law that the State Department and the presidential administration make this designation within 90 days of the passing of that bill. That takes us out to March 17th, which is the middle of next month.
Why is this so important, Aram, to get this designation of genocide?
Very often an honest recognition of a wrong is a key to the remedy of that wrong. The denial of truth, the truthful designation of this genocide is in many ways an obstruction to the steps we need to stop it and also to secure justice for its victims. The cycle of genocide just gets perpetuated when we fail to confront it.
So what is the significance then of the EU resolution? Do you think that's going to do something to spur the United States to action?
Yeah, I mean, Lauren, that significance is huge. Or basically what the European Union has done is they've said, we're going to take the moral leadership on this issue. And they have basically taken the world stage to say we're willing to recognize this as genocide. And they're asking the United Nations to begin an international criminal court investigation into these crimes in order to discuss how the international community can begin to bring about justice for these crimes. So,
can you just tell me what impact this would have on Armenians if something like this were to happen, that the word genocide was to be applied?
Sure. I think that Armenians have struggled for more than a century with Turkey's obstruction of justice for the Armenian genocide. That's basically because America, as a government, as a state, has treated genocide dealing with genocide as a political choice, not as a moral imperative. If we can elevate the world's response from a political commodity to a moral imperative, we think it'll have a great effect in terms of resolving the Armenian genocide, but more broadly, it'll put America on the right side of ending all genocides.
You said you're hopeful that this will happen. Do you expect it to happen? Do you expect President Obama to ever make that declaration?
You know, Laura, we have resolutions in Congress which have 187 representatives that have co-sponsored stating that this is a genocide. We have another bill in the Senate that is taking up traction in the same area. The United States Commission on International Religious Freedom has submitted to the White House their study on this, saying this is genocide. It's hard to imagine that a president who himself wrote the Presidential Study Directive 10 in 2011, which Barack Obama was the person that said that crimes against humanity and genocide are a question of national security and they're a question of moral leadership. So
you're, again, hopeful. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.